ClaretsTV speaking to Championship League manager Robbie Simpson after the defeat here against Dover. Robbie, that was a bit of a frustrating afternoon for us.
Yeah, so frustrating, disappointing. You know, we looked at Friday, obviously, and as a management team, we make changes based on information. You know, the eye test from Friday, people who were exhausted, the physio, people who were carrying niggles, and regardless of that, we probably would have freshened it up anyway. And that's what we expected. We expected some fresh legs on the biggest pitch in the league. We know it's a tough, grueling pitch on the legs as well, and we expected to be fresh and bright and kind of like the shackles off a bit, I think. And we probably got the opposite. We were tentative. We looked tired and weak all over the pitch. Obviously, the back four had to remain in place. We didn't have any other options, and we looked tired and lethargic, and our voices weren't there in the first half, and we were allowing them two easy balls to get out and then get them up the pitch. And usually we're quite good at being aggressive on the front foot and sustaining attacks. And it became end to end a bit in that first half, which isn't what we wanted at all. We wanted to condense the pitch and use our fresh forward players in attacking areas, and instead they were kind of running from end to end, and it didn't quite work. So I'm really disappointed. I didn't expect it. But it's what happened. We conceded a poor goal from being weak, and our recovery runs not being bang on it. We were weak and lethargic in that sense, and we conceded a goal. And we created a good chance, really good chance in that first half with Henry and then Lowe on the follow-up that I think we could have got in. But I don't know whether it was the fact that we were putting pressure on our players, and that maybe that restricted them a little bit in terms of getting a result here, and knowing, well, obviously they knew what the score was at the time down at Yeovil, and I didn't know whether that made them tighten up a little bit, but it certainly wasn't how I wanted us to look in terms of take the shackles off and go and express yourselves. It was the opposite. We were tentative, which meant our starting positions were in no man's land, not defensive, ready to come onto the ball, and not attacking, ready to keep the ball in. We were just a bit all over the place really in that first half. But having said that, we did create a couple of chances. Obviously they created a couple of chances, but that was it. It was a bit end to end, and the game in general lacked quality throughout. So as soon as you get behind, it's going to be tough. And obviously second half they've sat in and we've dominated the game as they would. They're trying to hang on to a victory, and we couldn't quite get it in the back of the net. Again, we had a couple of great chances. Probably the best one is Luke's header from the corner, right in the middle of the goal, that I know he'll be disappointed with. But it's one of them, I think, we can't be too disheartened. I'm not certainly. I mean, people might say, someone actually said to me, do you regret making so many changes? And in hindsight, yes, of course, because it didn't look how I wanted it to look. But having gone through the logic of it and the data and everything like that, I probably wish I could have changed all 11, to be honest with you, including the fullbacks from Friday, who spent a lot of energy and ran a lot of yards, on the GPS. So, in hindsight, of course, but I think logically it was the right call. But the result at the end of the day makes it not the right call. So we have to wear that one. Look, we just got to dust ourselves down. We're still second. We're still in a great position, and we're ready to attack the final 3 games heading into the playoffs, which I think are now secured.
Yeah. Do you think you've sort of learned maybe more today in defeat than if we'd have come in one?
Yes, absolutely. If you can't learn from a defeat, you're in the wrong game. So absolutely, we've learned a lot. And in actual fact, my first question at the end of the game in the change room was, what have we learned today? I wanted to put the onus on the players about what we learned. And of course, we all said the right answers, but we were saying the right things before the game and didn't quite manage to put it into practice. So plenty of learnings to take from today, and we move on.
And I suppose it was a bit of a scrappy game. The referee helped very much in that as well. So if things that have been bookings all season weren't today, it was like Henry Gray gets taken out and that's not a yellow card and things like that.
Yeah, they're all things out of our control though, really. We can only control what we do, and when the game is like it was, you have to roll your sleeves up, grit your teeth and make sure you get the better of your opponent. And I thought that in the majority, if not all the cases today, when we came up against our man, we came off second best.
Yeah, and playoffs, we think we've done our maths. Maybe it was confirmed on Friday. It's definitely confirmed now, the playoffs for another season. Let's hope this one is our year. Yeah,
another fantastic achievement, from where we were after that St Albans game, doubting whether we could go again, and had good conversations with the owners about what we felt like would give us a chance of replicating it. So today, with 3 games left to be secured, is a fantastic achievement for everybody associated with us. And like you say, now we've got to make sure that we've learnt from last year and give ourselves a better chance than we had last year.
And Yeovil only need 1 win now for the league, but so just about, I suppose, just guaranteeing that second place in the home semi-final, not going to that midweek quarter-final like we did last year.
Yeah, we've got to try and get as many points as we can. We want this to be a bit of a record-breaking season, and we're not there yet, so we need to keep pushing.
Okay, unlucky today, Simo, and we'll see you back for the next game against Slough at home.
Thanks.